In this video, I'm going to explain the use of this applet for discussing about successive percentage changes. So you can see three rectangular bars here represent the values in three stages. And you can change the label of each bar by inputting the text here. So depending on the problem that you're going to discuss, you can adjust these labels. And the value of the first bar can be input here, right, in this box. So 1,200 is the first bar. It doesn't affect the actual length, okay? You just set any length you like as the starting point. And then the other two bars will be calculated, okay, according to the length that you make by dragging the point here. So you can see the value and also the change relative to the first bar. Similarly, the third bar value is also changed when you drag this point, and the percentage change is shown according to a comparison with the second bar, right? So it's changed by 25% relative to the second bar. And so this can be used to discuss, right, relative changes in two stages. And you can also hide these values. And in the classroom, it can be an activity for the student to guess, right, how much each bar represents a particular change relatively. And so you can ask the student to guess the relative change here, the blue bar compared to the green bar, or you can take away the third bar to concentrate on these two. So what would be the percentage change? The student may look at the picture and then try to estimate and make a guess. Now, a ruler is provided, right, for this comparison, very flexible comparison. This ruler can be adjusted according to whatever length you set to be 100%. So the first one is here. And then you can make use of this scale to ask the student now to read or to estimate better the percentage change represented by the second bar. So it is about 40 up to 47 to 48%. Okay, so 30, okay, 38% around. So you can show your value here. Yeah, this is 38%. And you can also zoom in, maybe to see more clearly. Okay. And similarly, if you go on with the third bar, you can also ask the student to change the third bar to indicate the same 38%, see what would they get, okay? And you can move down to make a change or turn off the first bar. But this time, the second one has to be set to 100%. And then you can see the relative result. And it is very close here, with just 37. Okay, so this will give a sense of how successive percentage changes can be estimated or compared. And so the most important part, right, of this applet is to consider percentage changes of the same percentage point, right? But the actual length should be different, or maybe you'll make it 30%, let's say, to make it a little bit easier to read. Okay, so both changes are now 30%. Okay, but you can also see that the length are not exactly the same. You can also freely use the pen to highlight. Okay, in this case, I'm drawing here just to mark the length from the first to the second bar. And when you move it down, then you can see this is shorter than the second gap. Okay. Now for detailed comparisons, once again, you can use the ruler for this comparison. So what does it mean by 30% in each case, and why the actual lengths are different? Okay. To change the scale or adjust the scales of this ruler, you can use this slider. Right, for sometimes maybe it is easier to read if you adjust the scale. Okay, and also if you hide the second bar, then the change of the third bar will be relative to the first bar. So this is 69% now. And once again, you can use the ruler and set the first bar as 100% to verify that this is now 69%. Okay, so that is the way that you can use it. And finally, you can also discuss this special question, such as when you increase a quantity by 20%, but later then decrease it by 20%, right? What is the overall change? Okay, and this graph will show you there's a difference between the third and the first one. Okay, and this can be discussed similarly like the previous procedures with the students in the classroom. Okay, so I hope this helpness can be useful for the discussion with the student inside the classroom.